The old manor stood ominously on the hill, shrouded in mist and mystery. Its windows, like eyes, seemed to follow every movement, every whisper of the wind. Tonight, it would reveal its darkest secrets to those who dared to enter. 5 friends stood at the foot of the hill. They joked, trying to mask their nervousness. The night was cold, the air thick with anticipation. There was Max, the skeptical one. He scoffed at the legends, calling them old wives' tales. Next to him stood Emily, her eyes wide with a mixture of fear and excitement. Ben, the jokester, tried to lighten the mood with a nervous laugh. Sarah, ever the cautious one, voiced her concerns. And then there was Jake, the daredevil of the group. It was his idea to spend the night at Wraithwood. He craved the thrill of the unknown. Tonight, he would get his wish. The old iron gates creaked open as if warning them back. They stepped onto the grounds, the overgrown grass brushing against their ankles. The air grew colder. The shadows seemed to deepen. The friends exchanged uneasy glances. Inside, cobwebs clung to every surface. Dust lay heavy on the floor, undisturbed for decades. Each footstep echoed through the silent halls. There was a feeling of being watched, a presence that sent shivers down their spines. They explored each room, their heartbeats echoing the mansion's silence. Finally, they climbed the creaking stairs to the attic. It was there, tucked away in a dusty corner, that they found it. An ancient, ornately framed mirror. Its surface was clouded with age, but it still held a strange allure. Beside it lay a leather-bound journal. The pages, brittle with time, spoke of a malevolent entity trapped within the mirror's depths, a warning to those foolish enough to seek its secrets. But the friends, blinded by curiosity, dismissed it as mere superstition. Section 5. Ticking towards terror. They decided to stay in the attic, their eyes fixed on the mirror. As the hours passed, the shadows in the room grew longer. The old house creaked and groaned around them, each sound setting their nerves on edge. The air grew heavy, charged with an unseen energy. Midnight was fast approaching, the witching hour, the time when legends came alive. Their laughter died down, replaced by a tense silence. They waited, each tick of the clock pushing them closer to the unknown. Section 6. Reflections of Doom. The grandfather clock downstairs chimed 12 times. A gust of icy wind slammed against the boarded-up windows. The mirror, shrouded in darkness, suddenly shimmered. The friends gasped. Their reflections, once distorted and hazy, were now crystal clear. But something was wrong. Their eyes glowed with an unnatural light. Their smiles were cruel, twisted into grotesque parodies. Panic surged through them. They tried to look away, but it was too late. The mirror's surface rippled, reaching out like a watery hand. Section 7. Trapped Within. One by one, the reflections pulled the real teenagers into the mirror. Their screams were choked off by the glass. They thrashed and struggled, but it was no use. The mirror held them fast. First Jake, then Emily, then Ben. Sarah tried to run, but the reflection grabbed her wrist, its grip icy cold and strong. She screamed for Max, her eyes wide with terror. He hesitated for just a moment, his fear battling with his loyalty. Then, with a final desperate cry, Sarah was gone, pulled through the looking glass, leaving Max alone. Section 8. The Search Party. The next morning, the sun rose on an empty manor. The news spread quickly. The town held its breath. A search party was formed. They combed the mansion, their faces grim with worry and dread. They found no trace of the missing teens. Not a single clue. Only the antique mirror remained in the attic, its surface once again dull and lifeless. But something had changed. A deep, unsettling chill permeated the attic. An oppressive silence hung in the air, broken only by the whimpers of the search party as they backed away from the mirror, their faces pale with fear. Section 9. A Sole Survivor. Max had run. He hadn't stopped running until he reached the safety of his own home. He didn't tell anyone what he'd seen. Who would believe him? He was haunted by the memory of their terrified faces, their desperate cries. He could still feel Sarah's hand slipping from his grasp. The guilt was a heavy weight on his soul. He knew the truth. He knew what lurked within the mirror's depths. He was the only one. Section 10. Forever Lost. Wraithwood Manor remained, a constant reminder of the tragedy. The townsfolk whispered about the missing teens, their voices hushed with fear and respect for the cursed manor. They were never seen again. Some said their souls were trapped within the mirror, forced to relive that horrifying night for all eternity. Others claimed that their cries could be heard echoing through the halls of Wraithwood, a chilling lament on the wind. Section 11. Wraithwood's Warning. Years passed. The legend of Wraithwood Manor lived on, a cautionary tale whispered from generation to generation. It became a symbol of reckless curiosity and the price of tempting fate. And though the mirror was hidden away, its dark power remained, a constant threat to anyone foolish enough to seek its secrets. For within its depths, the trapped souls of Wraithwood awaited, forever watching, forever waiting for the next unsuspecting soul to claim